This is Jeanette with Backroads Books by 21 Crows. Come take a hike with me and I'll tell you the story of the White Woman of Silver Run, the mysterious ghost that haunted engineers along a lonely stretch of railway in Ritchie County, West Virginia. A young woman haunted the old Baltimore and Ohio Railroad just outside the town of Cairo. The tracks are torn up now, but she used to be seen walking the rails near a long dark tunnel. An engineer was making the 169-mile midnight westbound express along the tracks starting in Grafton, heading towards Clarksburg and then Parkersburg. When the engineer came upon the short stretch of the railway at the entrance to the Silver Run Tunnel number 19, in the light of the moon and headlights, he saw a woman in a pale dress with raven-colored hair and golden slippers walking along the tracks. Horrified he would hit her, he tried to stop by throwing the brakes into emergency. He could not come to a halt in time. He prayed she would step off the rail. Suddenly, she began to glide lazily along the track away from the engine. Rattled, the engineer would later report to watchmen at the Smithburg Tunnel about 36 miles west that he and the firemen halted their run and jumped hurriedly from the train. However, a layer of fog blanketing the tracks seemed to swallow up the white woman. The conductor ran up, wondering about the emergency stop. He had also helped in the search. The mysterious woman had vanished, so they left. The engineer had this same run every other night. He began to doubt himself, thinking the ghostly woman was nothing but a wisp of fog. When his express train ran the next time, she appeared again. The engineer was ready and took in every feature of the mysterious dark-haired woman. She was dressed in a white gown with a jeweled brooch pinned to the neckline and wearing golden slippers. He threw on the brakes, and the train came to a halt. The conductor, engineer, and firemen again searched the tracks. Once more, she faded into the fog bank, but this time with a horrible, heart-wrenching moan. As rumors about the ghostly woman made their way through the rail yards, another engineer by the name of Flannery laughed openly at the tale and swore if he saw the woman at Tunnel 19, "I'll drive right through her." And such, on a foggy night, she was there on the tracks, as if waiting for the disbeliever. O'Flannery was good to his word and did not put on the brake. He blew right through the wispy woman in white. O'Flannery was quite smug until he got to Parkersburg. There he received the news that telegraphers, signalmen, and sectionmen all along the route were reporting a pallid-faced young woman riding his cowcatcher the entire trip. She had jet black hair and was wearing a white gown with a jewel brooch pinned to the neckline and golden slippers. For many years, railmen would recall seeing the ghostly woman on the tracks and hearing her moans while they drove hard through tunnel number 19. Sometime later, the young engineer who had gotten old heard that the skeleton of a woman had been found by workmen digging beside an ancient cellar at the ruins of a house near the tracks. The rural rails along the old Baltimore and Ohio track from Parkersburg to Clarksburg no longer ring out with the shrill cry of steel wheel to rail. The train stopped coming and the railroad pulled the tracks in 1985. The blast of a horn through the old mining and rail towns are just ghostly echoes of the past. The White Woman of Silver Run may not be gliding over the rails, but you can see her along the path and hear a ghostly sound of a long-gone train's whistle, followed by a deep moan. The Silver Run Tunnel is part of the North Bend Rail Trail system that you can hike, taking the same path the trains and the White Woman of Silver Run would take.